So, back down to do equations when we have word sums to work through. We're going to just work on numbers, ages, and distance, speed, and time. So set up a couple of problems just to work through, and the best idea is to see if you can do this problem first. And if you get stuck, watch the video. Otherwise, work through it with me. I chose this question because of this word, consecutive natural numbers. Consecutive natural numbers are numbers that come one after the other. And so we always start with, the numbers would be x, x plus 1, x plus 2, so on and so on. When we're working with numbers, always start with let the something be x. So the question says the sum of two, must be two, consecutive natural numbers is 49, and that is stands for is the same as, is equal to. With number problems, we start with let the, in this case, the number be x. If you ever write this entirely, I'm going to beat you. So if the number is x, the other number is x plus 1. The sum, when we add those together, it's going to be 49. So let's put them together. X and x plus 1 is the same as 49. It means 2x. I'm just going to solve the problem here. 1 comes over and becomes minus 1. 2x is equal to 49 minus 1, which gives us 48. Divide both sides by 2. X is 24. And it's important here that you go and answer the question afterwards. The numbers are 24 and 25. That makes sense. 24 plus 25 gives me 49. Very easy. Number problems aren't too tough. Just remember, if it's consecutive numbers, it's x, x plus 1, x plus 2. Always start with let the number be. Set up your equation, solve the equation, and answer the question. Now here's a bit of a tougher one, but still on number problems. You spend 15 minutes more studying maths than you did for English in one afternoon, and that's right, you should always spend more time studying maths. The two subjects together took you 2 hours and 45 minutes. How long did you spend on maths? So we're going to start again with let something be x. In this case, we're going to take the smaller one. I spent 15 minutes more studying maths for English. So let English be x. Therefore, maths will be x plus 15. The two subjects together, that means their sum took 2 hours and 45 minutes. So if we put them together, x plus 15, that's going to give us 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm going to write that as 2,45. It will work in this case. So 15 comes over the equal sign, becomes minus 15. So x and x is going to give me 2x. And 2,45 minus that 15 is going to give me 2,30, because 45 minus 15 is 30. Divide both sides by 2, and x is going to be equal to 1,15. So therefore, the question says, how long did I spend on maths? I spent, remember, x here, this x is English. We let English be x. So then I spent 1,15 plus 15, going to give me 1 hour and 30 minutes. Spend 1 hour and 30 minutes for studying maths. Pretty straightforward, makes sense. When we get to ages, we always use the table. So grandfather is 50 years older than his grandson. So let's start our table over here. And draw 3 lines here. So now, the grandson, can I just write son here? And father, just for shorthand, you write it out properly. If the son, if the son is now x, the grandfather is x plus 50. The grandfather is 50 years older than his grandson. 5 years ago, so 5 years ago, he was 6 times as old as his grandson. So the son 5 years ago would have been x minus 5. And the grandfather, that should be 50. The grandfather would have been x plus 50 minus 5, because we were working with 5 years ago. And that amount is going to be 6 times as old as his grandson. So if we set up our equation, 6 times as old as the son was 5 years ago. Remember, that's the age of the son 5 years ago. 6 times that is the same as the grandfather's age, which is x plus 50 minus 5. 50 minus 5 is 45. We've got a basic equation with a bracket here. Multiply it out. 6x is equal to 6 times negative 5 is negative 30 is equal to x plus 45. Now I've got a basic equation I solve. 6x is equal to x comes over and becomes minus x. 45 on this side. 30 comes over, becomes plus 30. So 6x minus x is 5x. Equal to 45 and 30 gives me 75. Divide both sides by 5, x is equal to 15. That's not the grandfather's age. That's the son's age. The son is now 15. To get the grandfather's age, we answer our question. Therefore, the grandfather is this amount here. That one there tells me the grandfather's age. It's x plus 50. So 15 plus 50, 65 years old. Answer the question. Check, does it seem reasonable? Could the grandfather be 65? That makes sense. 15? Not so much. Another age problem. The joint ages of A and B is 82 years old. So if we set up an equation here, we put in their ages. If one is x, then the other one will be this 82 minus that one's age. And that one's x, so then the other one is 82 minus x. That's the ages now. In 6 years' time, x will be x plus 6. He will be twice as old. We're going to have to multiply it, and it's going to be our equal sign. In 6 years' time, A will be twice as old as B was 4 years ago. B 4 years ago would be his age, 82 minus x. 4 years ago, minus 4. So, in 6 years' time, A will be twice as old as B was 4 years ago. So this amount here, this x plus 6, will be the same. Remember the word twice, multiplied by 2. Twice B's age, and that's B's age. He's 82 minus A's age 4 years ago. That's my 4 years ago. And we just multiply out our brackets. That gives me 164 minus 2x minus 8. Start solving our equation. 2x comes over. Because it's minus over here, it's going to be plus on this side. It's equal to 164 minus 8. And 6 must also come over and become minus 6. So 3x is equal to 150. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 50. So we go and answer our question. A is 50 years old. I don't know A is 50 because A was X, and B is at 50. Let's just undo that quickly. Not the 50. It's going to be my 82 minus 50. That 50 there, minus X. 82 minus 50, and that's going to give me 32 years old. So this is our age problems. Always go and use a table. Put in the information you know, set up an equation, and then remember to answer the question. The last one we're going to do is distance, speed, time. And this big idea thing happening here is what you want to always keep in mind. And so, Demby drives from Cape Town to Worcester, a distance of 100 kilometers an hour in 1 hour 15 minutes, which is 1.25 hours. That 15 minutes gives me that 2.5. He then drives from Worcester to Stellenbosch, that's my second part of the journey, distance of 80 kilometers in 1 hour. Notice what I'm doing here, underlining keywords, because I want to pull that information out. And the question says, calculate the average speed. So I'm looking for speed, which will be distance divided by time. So first we figure out what was the distance and what was the time. I'm going to do it like this. Cape Town to Worcester. I'm looking for speed, time, and distance. Well, the distance is 100 kilometers. I read it from that part of the question. And the time, they tell us, is going to be 1,25, 1 hour 15 minutes. Speed is unknown. And then the journey from Worcester to Stellenbosch is another 80 kilometers in 1 hour. Still speed unknown. So to find my speed, I need my total distance and my total time. And I'll say the distance divided by the time is going to give me my speed, my average speed. The distance in this case is 100 plus 80 is 180. And my time is 1,25 plus another hour. It's going to give me 2,25. Without your calculator, go 100 divided by 2,25 gives me 80 kilometers per hour. And that was my average speed. Well, not mine. That was 10B's. Alright, so those are 3 word problems we worked on in class. Numbers, ages, and distance, speed, and time. Good idea now to get ready for the test is just to go through each problem, try and break it down like I've just done it. Underline keywords, lay out your questions properly. Don't let them confuse you. All the best.